Hello everyone, welcome to another lab. In this lab, we are going to do SOHO Network, which is a small office and home office network. Here is the scenario. You are creating a home office network. The network internet access is connected to the left network port in the wall switch plate. You have selected a router and the wireless access point to use. Now you need to connect the device and configure the network connection. In this lab, your task is to complete all the tasks that is actually listed down here, which we are going to do one by one. Let's start with the first one, which say connect the router to the left internet port in the wall plate and provide the power to the router. All right, as you see, this is just the home environment because there is no specific location that we can see, do this, do that. But the good thing is that we can able to see there's the office, which is home office, that the small home office inside here. So you see right here, all the thing that we need for this lab is actually listed, which is the computer desk. Under here, we have hardware. Since we are talking about router, that means it should be the hardware. So we have to go under there. And once we get in there, we actually hit the table. That means we can able to see the table, which we was looking from the top before. So what we need to do is to grab the router, which is actually found under inventory. And then under inventory, we have to look for the network device. As you see, the router is right here. So we have to grab the router up here, and it said connect the router to the left internet. So that's one thing that we have to go to do, which is port in the wall plate and provide the power to that. So in order to do that, we have to first turn the router to the back. So as you see right here, so we have the place to connect the power, and then we have the place to connect the port. So the middle part is actual for LAN, so something you have to make sure that you have to make it clear. I want to just zoom it out a little bit, and you have to maybe able to see if you zoom it in, you can able to see what the port are actually available. So as you see, the middle one is the LAN, which means we are going to use to connect different computer to this switch, but this one is the one that we have to connect. So when it's a connect to the wall, that is actually where we connect, and this is the power, that's where we connect. So in order to do that, we have to grab, in order to go back to the cables, and we have to grab the cable that the power. So to connect the power, I just want to minimize a little bit since you already understand which port that we are going to connect to make sure we see everything. So we can grab, there's only two power available. One is right here, one is the top. So we can grab any one of this. As you see, it doesn't connect it yet. So since we already have multiple port, the cable is already connected to a wall, so we have to use, oops, that's not what I want to do. So we have to use the power strip, which is already listed up here. So we have to get one and then connect one side to that. I don't know, it's just maybe the matter of space, but it will be work. That should be the one. So we got that over there, and then we have to connect the other side to the router itself. We have to grab that side, then we connect that up there. So it say after we connect the power, so we have to also connect the cables. So in order to connect the cables, so we have to grab one side to the one and the other side to the wall, because it said the one on the left side, actually this one is just for phone, jack, which is RJ11, and this is RJ45. So we have to connect that to connect one of that. I think it doesn't really matter, but since it keeps saying the left side, so we have to put that on left side. Usually, if it depends on the company, when they activate the port red, everything should be activated, but it depends on the company again. But to make it safe, we have to connect that to the right side. All right, so that will conclude the first task because that is what given for us. And then this is just the information that will which is helpful for us in the future. But for now, we just like we can skip this, but it's good information that we have. All right, so then it say connect both desktop to the computer to the router. So that means we have to connect both computer, which is this one and the other one, because we have two desktop up here. So in order to connect that, how we can able to connect that? So we have to turn the computer back, and we have to make sure we have grab one of the cables, and we have to make sure you put that in the right spot, and then you have to slide over and get the other side, which is not connected, and make sure you connect that to the router. So that is for computer 1 or PC 1, and then we keep doing the same thing for another PC, which is PC 2. And also we make sure that we connect the other side, which is not connected, to the router. All right, so that also conclude the first task, which is right here. Connect both desktop computer to the router. Then we move on. So it's a configure both desktop computer to receive DHCP address and be assigned to DNS server automatically. That means we don't need to assign any specific IP address, so that need just automatic. All right, so in order to do that, we have to go in here. So as you see, this is PC1. So there's different way you get into actually where we can able to do that. So the first thing we can able to do is you can start from here where, or you can just right click this internet cable, and then you can go to the internet setting. And also then after that, you have to click on the internet. And then as you see, we have the internet network and internet, and then we have the internet over here. So you have to click on that. And then you have to go down here. And then as you see, the IP assignment are manual. So that is what we are looking for, and then we don't want to that happen. So in order to do that, we have to edit, and we have to change this one first to automatic, and as you see, everything is automatic. So before I do that, I want to show you right here as well. DNS server is also assigned as manual, which is already the number is given, but once we change this one, it's going to be changed automatic. We don't have to do anything. So as you see, automatic. So everything is changed, and that will change the way we want to do. All right, so that is how we can able to change that. And I think once you just click save, that will be done. So we can recheck it if you are doubt about that. So you can go back and then you click it, and then once you go down here, everything is automatic. So this is PC1. As the instructions say, we have to do this for both. So we have to go back to another PC, which is up here. and this is PC2. So we can do the same thing, like right click, go to internet, or you can just type search or right click on search, and then you can still find the setting right there. All right. The good thing about Windows computer is that you can able to access to different feature through different space. So that is the cool thing about that. All right, so we are going to do the same thing just like what we already did. So we have to right click, just click on the internet. After we click on this, we click on internet, and then we have to go down to the IP assignment. As you see right here, it's actually manual. So that's not something what we want. So we have to delete that, change this to automatic, and then that will change everything. All right, so we are actually done with this third step. So now the question is connect the wireless access point to the router. So in order to do that, what we need to do is first we have to connect this, and then we have to use all this, but first we have to connect the router. So we have to go back, and then so we have to go under the inventory, look for network device, and we have that access, internet access right here, which is wireless access point. As you see, this is not power on. There's no any signals that we can able to see up here. So we need to connect this one as well. So first we have to start with the cables. So we have to grab this and connect this to the power strip, whichever is work. I just want to put on one up here and the other side. So you have to grab back to the other side should be go on the router, which is wireless access point. And the second step is that we have to connect this after we power on. We have to connect this one to the router. So in order to do that, we have to connect one side to power wireless access point. The other side, we have to connect to the router itself. So this way it's connected to each other. So if we turn it back to front side, as you see, it's the power on. So that is actually really good sign. So now after we're done with that, what next step we have to do is connect the wireless access point to the router and use this IP address to connect the wireless access point management interface. Great. So what we're gonna do is we have to go on this computer. We have to click on Chrome, and then we have to type 192.168, I mean, .0.100, and enter. So as you see, this is loaded. So this is the feature of the window, which is the router access management. So this is the wireless access point management interface. That's what it is. So we have already given the admin as username and the password as password. So this is just default, but for the security purpose, if this is the real lab or the real environment, make sure you change that. All right, so after we successfully using this information, we already done, so we have to move to the next part, which say configure the wireless access point using the Chrome on PC1, which is actually already in there. And do the SSID home wireless. Are we can able to do that? We have to click, in order to do that, we have to click on the wireless, and then we have to click on basic. So if we click on basic, as you see, we can able to see home wireless. So you have to give this name to home wireless. That's what it's called, home wireless. All right. So that is the first one. So as you see, the multi SSID, so we just need one. So we have to make sure we type correctly, which is home wireless, and then we have to apply that. If you don't do that, it's not going to apply. So then you have to confirm that in order to accept the change. So you have to provide your credential one more time. And as you see, it's right there. So if you go back to the basic, and you can still see that over there. So that will give us to change that. And then after that, we have authentication mode, so which is PSC. So that should be either under security, which is the security mode right there, which is authentication mode. So we have to select WA2, WPA2 PKS. So once we select that, it's automatically use advanced encryption standard. That is what we need. All right, so that the encryption, so we have to give also the passphrase. That passphrase is at H, I think that will be OMEWIRESS exclamation mark. All right, so that seems look like right, I think. So then we have to apply, right? So as you see, we have that in there. And then as we already apply, so if we go back to basic, and we already see home wireless up there. If we go back to security, we is still able to see that. All right, so after that, it's a configure the laptop to connect to the wireless network. So that's very much the last step. So in order to do that, we have to go back to the laptop. And so every laptop have different features. So you can go in there and then able to look in the laptop that, as you see, it wasn't connected. So we have to click on that. And as you see up here, there's no any sign of wireless. So maybe you can try like, okay, so what's going on? Why can't I able to see it? So let me go into setting, and then you have to go down to the internet. And then as you see right here, there's the Wi-Fi. Maybe try to turn it on this one. As you see right here, this feature is not actually enabled, right? For most of the standard laptop, that is the way that you can able to turn on the Wi-Fi on for if the Wi-Fi is actually turn it off. But for this specific lab, it is not the matter of setting, it's the matter of the type of computer. So that's why you have to check the physical, the inside, and whatever happened to the computer, you have to do different type of troubleshooting. So if we closely look into this computer, as you see up here, there is the signals, some signals up there. So it have the option to on. If it's on, there should be the light like this. So as you see right, there's the light, which is the signal of networking, and also the signal of wireless, which is available. So in order to have such kind of thing, we have to power on this, and you have to make sure you can able to see the light. So after that, we have to go inside the computer. Now, hopefully we can able to see the Wi-Fi option. So since this is still not available, so we just click that. And then as you see, the Wi-Fi is on right now. So we have one Wi-Fi listed up here. So we click on that. And also we have to make sure it's automatically connected. And so we have to click on that. And then we have to provide what we already typed before. So in order to do that, which is at HOMERELESS/mark. All right, so hopefully that worked. And then we are going to connect. So as you see, this laptop is successfully connected to the wireless, and then as you see, it's accessed. That is really good news, right? It's worked correctly for us. Then lastly, we have to configure the iPad to connect to the wireless. How we can do? We have to go back here. Actually, we have to go back to the office, and as you see, there is iPad right here. So we have to, because we already done with PC1, PC2, laptop. Now we have to go back to iPad. So as you see, if you are iPad user or iPhone user, this is maybe something very simple for you. But if you are new user to iPad, that may be a little bit tough for you. But like any other operating system, most of the system thing that we are do should be done through setting. So we have to go into setting first, and we have to look around what's going on. And before we just, as we, you see the first part that you have to pay extra attention to is that the air mode is already on. If you don't, if you forget to off this one, there's no way you can able to connect any data to this device because the airplane mode is shut down, including Wi-Fi and cellular. But since we are requested to connect to the wireless, what we have to do is we have to get into Wi-Fi. And as you see, there is only one network listed. That is the one we actually changed the name. So we have to click on that. And also then we have, I'm sure, let's try this one. I think that may be the right one. So home ARLs, like let's try to join that if that is work. All right, as you see, we are successfully joined because that's like the mark which is actually working. And then right there, it's already Wi-Fi is up there. All right, that will conclude this lab. So as we do all the time, let's record the lab and to make sure what we did is actually right. Let's do it. All right, as you see, we are successfully complete this and we score 100%. As always, thank you for watching this video, and for next video, in order to get the notification, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you. See you in next lab.